Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube podcast channel, Truth Talks. This is my daughter, Natalie.
But I go by Leo on the internet.
And that's what we're going to be discussing about today, our differences of opinions. And I am a minister, first of all. I minister to domestic violence victims, homeless people, people with addictions problems. And so the purpose of this podcast is to just try to talk about just issues that are going on in life in general and things. And then topics like what me and her is going to be talking about, our relationship. She is my oldest daughter. She is 18. And
I live with my partner. I don't live with her anymore.
Yes. So, but we're going to be discussing that and how, even though difference of opinions has brought us together and brought us closer. So, okay, do you want to go ahead and start saying something? Just tell us about how our relationship used to be.
Oh,
and
our relationship
start off with growing up, because it was just me and you for a while.
Yeah, for a while, I had mixed opinions because, most of my childhood, it was kind of a mixture. It wasn't that necessarily great. But, I never, stopped, I was never angry until I started getting, older. That's when it started, making
about
me
13.
mad. Yeah, as soon the terrible teens, as soon as I hit, my preteen, that's where it went downhill.
Right. And, that's when me and her started butting heads a lot more.
Yeah. And
religion does play a big part of that, too.
Yeah, because I found out that I was trans when I was 19. Not 19, when I was in 2019. Yeah, when I was in 2019, I found out that I was trans. I came out to her, and she's not supporting of it. Not that big of a deal. I don't care.
But, and the same thing that I will tell you, I told her a long time ago, is that, a lot of parents, when their kids have come out, they've disowned them.
Oh, yeah.
Or they've been mean to them. Yeah, we've had a rocky relationship. Do I agree with the way her lifestyle? No, I don't. And she knows I don't.
Yeah. But
we have differences of opinions, and we move on with our lives. I can love her and pray for her, but it is what it is right now. And that doesn't mean I'm going to stop loving my child because of, the way she chooses to live her life. People ask me, but you're a Christian. How can you allow that? Well, it also says in the Bible not to judge people. And I'm not judging her. She is my child. And I love her just the way she is. She knows how I feel about it. And I wish things were different. But I'm not going to stop loving her. So just kind of tell everybody about how it was as you got older the past, couple of years before you moved out, when you were living with me,
It was, I wouldn't say, awful, but it generally was kind of awful.
It could be World War III sometimes.
Oh, yeah. When I first came out, she wasn't really necessarily angry, but she was more argumentative. But as it proceeded, she started slowly realizing, hey, the more I argue, it's just not gonna get anywhere. So finally, she just stopped arguing and then just gave up.
Yeah, and we still, she's moved out now, and we get along better. I do miss you being here, but we both know that we get along better with her not living here.
Yeah, my mentality and my mental health has been way better since I moved out. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah. Okay, just explain anything else that, that you would like people, Christians, to know about you.
Well, for one thing, I have a way different religion than her. And she's not happy about it, but, at the same time, I don't really talk about it around her because it's just uncomforting to her. She doesn't like hearing about it, so I respect her decision and just not say anything about it.
Yeah. And then a lot of churches has looked down on you.
Yeah, like I go to church. I went to church. Sometimes unwilling, but we don't talk about that.
You were raised in church.
Yeah, I was raised in church, but when I was like 13 or so, I was like, I wasn't allowed to be left alone, like home alone. So she would like drag me along with her, and then there was some times where I wanted to go with her because I just wanted to get out of the house, and it wasn't really a big issue with me because I don't have a problem with people's religion. It's just when people like get angry with their religion. Like
Yeah.
I have no problem with Christians. I love Christians. I have Christian friends. I have Christian family. A lot of people will look at me and just automatically assume I hate Christians. I don't.
Yes. And, you know, I'm not, you know, like I said, I go back to people talking about how can you allow somebody like that living in your house and stuff. I mean, that's my child. It doesn't, you know, I do not agree with the things that goes on, but, you know, we have to live life the way it is in the moment, and we have to just move on, or we're not going to find peace. Me and her's not going to get along. We're always going to butt heads and everything. So it's hard. And as a mom, it's really hard to see how you try to raise your child in a certain path, and then I will say the world got a hold of her and turned her a different way. But the ways that she knows she wasn't raised on. But I can't sit there and disown my child for that. I'll always love my child no matter what. I don't have to go along with it. You know, she chooses to be called a male, but I say no because I gave birth to a daughter. And it's a touchy subject, but that's why we're here. We're trying to, you know, just talk about those things. But yeah, as a mom, it's hard. There's a lot of times that I did cry a lot.
Yeah, I told her like when I started testosterone and stuff, and she wasn't happy about it, but she didn't express that she wasn't happy about it. Like you could just look at like she is now. You could tell she doesn't like it, but at the same time, she didn't say anything bad about it. She asked me questions, like genuine questions. You're getting a call. All right. But she asked me like genuine questions like, did you talk to a doctor? How is this going to affect you? Stuff like that. And I actually really like when she asks me questions instead of automatically assuming what's going to happen. Because it's just a lot better.
Yeah, because I still care for her well-being.
Yeah, and I talked to a doctor and they're like, well, if you genuinely believe that this is a good idea for you, then go ahead. Because I got in touch with a free like clinic or something where they like give like you use some testosterone or something if you're trans, and I got a hold of them and I talked to my doctor before I got a hold of them, and I was like, hey, this is what I want to start doing. Do you think it's a good idea? They're like, hey man, listen, if you think it's a good idea and you've been like this for years, I say go for it. So I went for it.
Well, so there it is. And you know, we're still, to this day, we still work on our relationship. It's still a struggle every day, but I'm not going to give up on her. I can still pray for her. She can't stop me from praying for her.
I don't care.
So, but this is just my first video, and there'll be many more to come, and
you might see more of me.
She's my comedian child.
I'm the weirdo. She found me under a bridge.
Yeah.
That's what I like to say.
Scooped her up.
She found me in a box under a bridge.
So, if, you know, you can relate to this video, or, you know, want to tell your story, or questions, comments, anything like that, you know, feel free to reach out, or go to truthtalkswithchastity@gmail.com and shoot me an email. So until next time.
Topics.
Hmm?
Give me topics.
Yeah. Until next time.